Now, Gerald, expanding on this, because I want to go back to some more phone calls, but looking at the election landscape, seeing where this is all going, Mittens, Romney, Barack Obama, all the rest of it, what are you forecasting in the election?
Well, what we forecast back on October 3rd, our trend alert. Obama wins again. And that's the way we see it at this point. You have all the Obama apologists. You could go down the line of all the backtracks that he's done. And they keep saying, oh, I like Obama. Oh, you know, he tried, and he just can't get anything done. And you give them one lie, one backtrack after another, and they just dismiss it. So Romney, you know, Romney, as we said in that trend alert way back when it comes to health care, for example, they're not going to be able to use that one because he has his Romney care. So we see Obama winning again. And that's the way it's going to shape up as we see it at this point.
Oh, boy. Let's take a call from Joe and then Chris. Joe in Texas, former Army, has a take he wants to give us, Gerald, on the political dissidents to be sent to re-education camp document at Infowars.com. Joe, what's your take on this? It's like the song by what's his name? Hey, Joe. Let's go ahead and talk to Chris in Maryland, former Army. Give us his take on this. Chris, go ahead.
Hey, Alex. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for holding. What's on your mind?
This thing about the indoctrination of soldiers, if you remember, Panetta recently in front of Congress, or rather recent, had made the statement that the president and the military takes their orders from the United Nations. I just wanted to share something with you that I know firsthand, because I was back during the time of Camp Abel Century when we were sent to the United Nations mission in Macedonia. And at that time, there was a guy, I'm not sure if you remember him, his name was Specialist New. He refused to go on orders to go to Camp Abel Century because he said, I swore an oath to the United States, not a foreign power. But yet...
No. We've had Michael New on and his dad many times. He was going to go under UN command, and this document talks about our troops being under UN command.
Exactly. And before, we were in the group before him. He went in during sometime in October of 95, and I was in there November 94 till about June 95, roughly. But the whole thing of this, it's just incredible. I really don't think our military is going to come against the people. What I think is going to happen is the military knows that they got their families out there in trouble, and what will happen is they're going to turn the guns on their masters. But what's going to happen is, like you said, we've got foreign national troops within the United States, and then we're going to have United Nations troops coming in, and it's going to be a big war, like you were saying earlier. Just a fat war, death, blood, everything, everywhere.
A fat war, that's a good word for it. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Look at this headline, Gerald. Los Angeles Times, Obama's a bigger hero. Bin Laden ordered squads to try to attack Obama's aircraft in mid-2010. That's like Hillary when she got caught lying, saying she was under fire in Bosnia, and it turned out it was all a lie. They're always telling us they're such heroes, Gerald.
I know, isn't it something? Oh, how about Obama's news story about his girlfriend that never existed? That's being, that he told this whole story in his book. Well, it was a composite. Yeah, how about a lie? That's all they do.
Well, that's what historians that have seen that have said. It's like the whole thing's just fake. It's like we don't even know who he is.
Again, as I said, you go back, I'm still, it's on my mind continually about seeing Berlin and seeing this beautiful city and the amount of destruction that had happened to it. And it wasn't only Berlin, it was Hamburg, it was Dresden, obviously, and on and on. And you could say, why didn't the people say stop? How could you do this to us? But yet they believe the baloney, and they believe it in here. Hey, look, Alex, Kim Kardashian just got a $40 million contract. What more can I say about living in this country and what's going on? And by the way, I understand from a lot of people I know in the media and other people that are leaving the country. And people are asking me, am I afraid to stay, and when am I going to leave? After coming back from Berlin, I decided...
Hold on, stay there. I want to hear this. This is big. I don't even know what he's about to say. It's a cliffhanger. We'll be right back. Get the concentration camp article at Infowars.com. Sick of the globalist eugenicist control freaks adding poison to your water and laughing as you get sick and die? Start purifying your water with ProPure. My friends, I've done a lot of research, and the best gravity filter out there, bar none, is ProPure, and it's available discounted at Infowars.com. Its filters are silver impregnated to prevent bacterial growth. There's no priming required. It's NSF 42 certified. Optional fluoride filters can reduce fluoride up to 95%. Easy to set up and use. Doesn't require electricity. Purify water from lakes, streams, ponds, and wells. This filter system leaves in beneficial minerals, which is key. Save money by not buying bottled water and avoid BPA that leaches from the plastic. ProPure is the best gravity-fed filter out there. It's what my family uses. Infowars.com already has the lowest price on ProPure. But if you add the promo code WATER at checkout, you get an additional 10% off at Infowars.com. You can also call to order 888-253-3139. Gerald, go ahead. Recap what you were starting to say.
Yes, so I've been talking to a number of people, and I'm sure you've heard their names as well that are leaving the country. And people have asked me not to say who they are as well. And after coming back from Berlin, I decided I'm staying. I'm not going to let some two-bit dictator throw me out.
Me too, exactly. I like it.
And if Obama or Romney or Clinton or Bush or any of them have a problem with me and they want to come over and talk to me about it, we can talk about it. And if they want me to leave, or they could try to make me leave, I'll go one-on-one with them. Or the commander-in-chief's going to send a flunky to go do their fighting for them. I'll talk to any of them. And if people are telling me if I don't like it, leave. No, you leave. You're ruining this country, not me. I love this country. You're the guys that should leave. You're destroying it.
That's the spirit right there. Exactly. You're criminals, you're scum, your authorities are fraud, and all this tyranny, NDA, all of it, is their conviction papers. It's their confession that they're tyrants. They are scum. We're raising the alarm bells, and they may have a bunch of couch potatoes that don't know which end is up, but thinking people are awake. Gerald, they're buying 5 million guns a month, and they say it's because they don't trust the government. What do you think that message is?
Well, again, you just said it. It's a criminal operation. And anybody that supports this criminal operation, that doesn't talk out against this criminal operation, to me, is an accessory to the crime.
Well, yes, sir, they are collaborators.
Everybody that supports the TSA, everybody that supports the bombings, everybody that supports the drone attacks, everybody that supports the bailouts, everybody that supports the Republican and Democratic syndicate, to me, are accessories to the crime. You're the ones that should leave. You're the ones that are a disgrace in my eyes.
They are the collaborators. And when we get this country back, you and I may not make it, but our children will live in a free nation. Everybody's going to know they were the collaborators. Just like
that's a good term. Keep calling them collaborators. They're accessories to the crime. They're no different. They're just not only following orders, they are applauding the orders.
Well, you know, the New World Order, that's what really is amazing. They got all these chicken neck New World Order people who really have never been in a fist fight, probably, and they really think they're just going to mass up a bunch of black uniforms and tanks, and everybody's scared. And let me tell you, people aren't scared. They're very sad, but they're locking and loading.
Yeah, again, I'm not in for that kind of thing, and I'm not going to, because then it just becomes another.
No, I agree. War. We should be info-warring and getting involved. Exactly. I'm just saying a lot of people are gearing up.
A lot of people are gearing up, and a lot of people know what the truth is. And all they're doing is feeding us lies, like this 2-bit show that Obama put on at Bagram Air Force Base. Where are those bleeding heart liberals that were screaming and screeching when George Bush pull the same mission accomplished stunt? How come they all have lockjaw right now? How come they're not condemning the same kind of actions? Oh, and by the way, how about, why isn't it making all of the news that they've been lying about the casualties and the attacks by Afghan soldiers on American soldiers? How come that's not in the news?
Gerald, I know you've got to go, but let's 60 seconds, do 5 more minutes because I've got a few more questions for you. Incredible information. We'll be right back. And what do they say? They say they will brainwash and re-educate you at these camps. Gerald, can you imagine if we were in one of these camps? And, of course, what they'll do is take us and beat the daylights out of us and torture us and stuff, and I guess scare everybody else into taking on some type of syndrome where you love your abusers. What's that called? Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah.
This country has Stockholm.
Yeah. And Big Bro over there, he's also put guidelines in, let anyone forget, that they're listening to us now, and what they're also doing, every stroke of your keyboard, every cell phone call that you make, every place that you're on surveillance camera, they're now putting in algorithms to decide whether or not you're an enemy of the state. And when you really think about this, is that if you don't believe their BS, then you have no place in America with a K. And so this, Orwell had never dreamt of what would have happened as it's happening now.
And by the way, it's illegal for them to spy on us without warrants, and they just admit it. They have dropped their pants in front of us and are telling us they're going to rape us.
Exactly. And one of the other ones, Alex, that we haven't mentioned was at 7 o'clock on a Friday, and this is important because the government, what they do when they have to release information that they don't want anybody to know, they do it late on Friday after the news media is out of the Capitol. And they do this worldwide, and Saturday is the least watched and read news day. Obama also signed that wonderful executive order that gives El Presidente of Los Estados Unidos, I say that because we're a banana republic now, the full right to take over farms, factories, businesses, banking, everything under, quote, a potential threat. So when you look at what's happened to this country and you listen to a brainwash tape like that coming from Holder, oh, and by the way, you know who this Eric Holder is? He's the same guy that was under Clinton. Yeah, that's right. That when Clinton was signing all those pardons, and remember the guy that, what was his name, over in Switzerland, that gave Clinton tons of money to run for campaign? Holder squeaked that one through. That's the high caliber people that we're talking about. Crooks and criminals in high places. They're the best ones to be attorney generals. Oh, and by the way, talking about crooks and criminals in high places, we just saw another report coming out that John the Slime Corzine, you know, the former CEO of Goldman Sachs, Senator and Governor of New Jersey, and raper of our funds out of the MF Global scam, he's been bundling even more money than they even anticipated for Obama. So it's one big crime syndicate. And anybody, again, in my estimation, that supports the syndicate is an accessory to the crime, or as you would say, a collaborator.
And we're not just saying that. We've come to this point, instead of them lecturing us, it's like, hey, you're now saying the war on terror is over, but the TSA's got to grope us on the streets, that we're the enemy. You're the enemy. I mean, it's that simple. They are the enemy. Gerald Celente, I'm glad to hear that you're going to be staying here. It's our country. It's not the foreign bankers. They're the criminals, and we are going to beat them. We're not just going to stand and fight. We're going to beat them. I feel it. I know it. This country is waking up. God bless you, my friend. Thanks for spending time with us.
Thank you.
PrinceJournal.com. Get our article at Infowars.com on the FEMA camps. It's going mega viral right now. It's confirmed. Ask yourselves, what are you doing in this time of great challenge? What are you doing to unlock minds?